out of Brian Bury Jiu-Jitsu, 3-1. His only loss was to Vincent Constantino when he broke his ankle. Now, when he broke his ankle, he was arguing with the referee, telling him he still wanted to fight.
He wanted to stay in.
He wanted to stay in and keep fighting. That's how tough David Galli is. So these two guys right here, I do not anticipate them wanting to go to a decision at all.
I love that.
I met David Galli when he was 15 years old at a gym I used to train in. And this young man was the hardest worker in the room. He was the first one there, most coachable. And he actually would want to spar with me being 260 and wanted me to hit him and kick him. You know, I mean, this young man since that age has been nothing but a dog.
Wow. Well, that's why he's fighting for a title here tonight at Cage Wars 65. And we appreciate you all watching at Stimulus.com. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Another sold-out night. It's been electric from the get-go. You know, sometimes with our headphones on, we hear each other. We don't always hear this crowd. It's electric in here tonight.
It is electric. I had to run out to get a bathroom break real quick, and I thought there was a fight going on in the lobby.
Right.
People were just excited.
Yeah, lots of people here. Make sure you check out all the Rivers events pages, CageWarsMMA.com to find out when we are back here again. We'll, of course, promo our next fight before we sign off the air tonight at Stimulus.com.
Marco Berreondo making his way into the cage with the blue tape in the blue corner. Against 6-3, 9 fights, very seasoned amateur.
And we had, obviously, a very contrasting style in our last fight, which made it interesting to some degree, probably not as much of a battle as people would have anticipated. Stylistically, how do Galli and Berreondo match up?
I mean, I would say pretty evenly. You know, the big thing for me is the amount of fights that Marco Berreondo has. You know, having 9 fights, I mean, he's seen a lot more than David has in his career. But like I just talked about, David Galli's a dog. And we're going to hear the crowd being the hometown guy.
Here's the pop.
Dirty Dave Galli is what he calls himself. I love it. It's like Dirty Dan's restaurant in Albany. Is that place still open?
Yeah, I think Dirty Dan's. Oh, yeah. There's
still dirty as ever.
Dirty Dogs.
David Galli taking a little bit of his own time here. Maybe getting into his music.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship here, you think? Or did he have to maybe do a bathroom break?
Here we go. Ed Kinner bringing him in.
Yeah, Kinner runs a very, very tight ship.
And that's why we love the USNTA. I mean, they keep the show moving. They keep the fighters safe.
I think
They help put on a great production.
I think Dirty Dave was making him wait.
Oh, look at that ear on Dirty Dave. That's pretty new, all that cauliflower. Oh, boy.
Well, you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
He's putting in the hours.
When I go to the bar and I see dudes with cauliflower ears, I'm like, hi, how are you? I want to, like, shake your hand. Yeah. We'll be happy together. We'll be nice. Again, in the Bury camp, we see James Thor Carroll there, Anthony Miner, all the Cage Wars veterans. Ricky George is there with them. Coach Brian Bury.
And we mentioned this at the top of the broadcast. I mean, Bury always brings so much professionalism, brings tremendous fighters to Cage Wars every time, a full complement, a full team. Plus, he opened up the brand new studio in Waterville. The place looks spectacular.
It's not even a studio. That's beautiful giant gym.
That is nice.
Now, David Galli, I feel like, is really going to want to prove something. You know, after that last loss, the ankle break, he was on a meteoric rise to the top of this division. And right now for him, this is his opportunity to reassert himself there.
And no issues with the ankle. I mean, he wanted to fight with it broken. No setbacks, no issues.
No, not at all.
All right.
I saw both of his parents before the show. They said he's ready.
Well, here he comes.
David Galli in the red. We're going to bring it up to Mike Falvo for the official introduction.
It's going to be a good one.
And now, fight fans, this is our co-main event of the evening. Three-minute rounds for the Cage Wars Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in yesterday at 136 pounds. Representing Warriors Nation out of Brooklyn, New York, Marco Cali Wave Berreondo. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in yesterday at 136 pounds. Representing Brian Bury Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out of Waterfleet, New York, Dirty Dave David Galli.
This is going to be a good one.
This right here has potential to be fight of the night.
We've had some good ones.
I know, there's so many good fights.
Both these guys, if they were dogs, they could belong to Michael Vick.
I've never seen a fighter grab.
These dudes are vicious.
I've never seen a fighter grab the mic. Did you just see that?
No.
Have you? Did you?
I put my head down when I heard the Michael Vick joke.
Again, I need Jesus. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not Psycho Jesus.
And not
though.
Psycho Jesus.
No.
I want no part of that.
No.
Psycho Jesus.
Here we go. David Galli taking the center of the cage. Nice inside leg kick by Marco Berreondo.
For the bantamweight title. Our co-main event of the night. Galli in the red, Berreondo in the blue.
They both had the same idea for the leg kick at the same exact time there.
Berreondo doing a nice job keeping the distance. Galli trying to control the center of the cage, be the aggressor.
Galli looks like he's watching a rerun right now. Like he just doesn't, nothing is impressive that he's seen here.
This kid has been through it all. He's been training since he's been a young kid, up training with a great team of guys and girls that compete constantly.
He's going for that inside leg kick.
Well, and again, that goes to that southpaw orthodox stance. Galli in the orthodox, Berreondo in the southpaw stance. It opens up different angles and strikes.
And both these guys have a lot of tricks in their arsenal for sure.
Yep, there's a lot of downloading, a lot of feeling out right now, a lot of analyzing.
Angles too.
Looking the distance, checking the angle. You see Berreondo, definitely the one moving more laterally.
It's so crazy how good this is, how Cage Wars has evolved over the years. This is some real high
It's a long way from the Washington Ave Armory.
I miss those days, but
Northern Lights.
I will say this, man. This
Parking's
is
better here.
This
Nice
is
leg kick.
Yeah, parking is better.
Nice leg kick by both these guys.
This is good stuff.
I just I'm so quiet because I'm waiting for it. It looks like something's about to pop off any second.
It does. There's a lot of fast twitch.
You hear Galli's corner
Anticipation.
yelling to cut Berreondo off. Don't let him move around as much as he wants to. Because you don't want to follow your opponent. You want to change that angle and cut them off.
Control every aspect of the fight.
100%. Right now, it's anybody's fight with 1 minute left.
Oh,
Looking for that head kick.
that sounded solid. Was that off the mitt?
It was off the hand, yep. Oh, nice hand combination ended with the kick. Body kick for Berreondo. Berreondo definitely throwing more strikes together.
And connecting.
There was a point earlier where Galli landed a few to the face that I felt like he was going to start moving forward. He never did, and now Berreondo's the guy who's the aggressor.
Oh, yeah, and Berreondo's been very elusive.
Again, a lot of movement, though, in the first round. While they're smaller guys, will that, take anything out of his gas tank for the later rounds?
He just appears to be a hair quicker.
I have to
Berreondo
assume that ankle tattoo hurt too, so he likes pain. They both have ankle tattoos, so take that for what it is.
10 seconds.
Galli's getting a little warm there now. Galli's starting to warm up, starting to feel himself a little bit. That was a good round.
Well, the thing is, it's hard to read Berreondo because he's throwing these different strikes, different angles, different combinations. So it's kind of hard to find your flow state when somebody's doing that.
He started a little bit slow, but it seemed like pick up some momentum toward the end of the round.
They both treated that last 10 seconds of the first round as if it was the last 10 seconds of the fight.
Yes. And, David is a guy who's eventually going to get frustrated. He's going to come for your head.
Yeah, I kind of got that sense, too. Like, he's like, all right, I'm only going to play nice with you for a second before I just make this a really ugly fight.
And that's where, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And that's the danger in that style of a fight.
And the nickname, Dirty.
Dirty.
Dirty. Berreondo's corner is icing his legs as well as his back, trying to loosen him up a little bit. Those inside leg kicks look like they may have paid off a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, Galli looks like he's ready to get back out there right now.
Yeah, I think he might just be a bit of a slow starter. But, I mean, a lot of that was Berreondo's movement, which is very
all
fluid.
that lateral movement, all the angles. You can't discount that.
Oh.
But again, both of them are using distance well to avoid really the brunt of these shots.
One of these head kicks is going to find home, and it's going to be night-night.
And they're thinking the same thing. All it takes is one. That's crazy. This place will go crazy. They want to explode for Galli.
There we go. David's got to close that distance and get those strikes in, as opposed to landing on the foot. He's got to hit that shin to the thigh.
Right now, I got to say, Berreondo, he waits, and then he breaks out with a flurry.
Right, everything's a combination.
And you see him, he's throwing the feints, he's changing the levels, he's moving the head.
Yeah, Galli might have to start thinking about putting punches together.
Well, but again, let's speak to that orthodox southpaw, discrepancy in angles. I mean, you're not always fighting with, or southpaw fighters.
We're not going to see a shoot attempt until somebody's hurt, right? I mean, this is
I would guess, yeah. You hear Galli's corner saying, use your kicks to set it up. Whether that's a takedown or punches, we're yet to see.
And then Berreondo's corner is right in his ear.
Berreondo's doing a great job with all these fakes. It's kind of stifling Galli as a pattern interrupter.
And again, we've had such fast-paced fights that this is kind of...
Yeah, the volume is low on this one.
I like the way Berreondo can lead with that uppercut. Man, both these guys are going to have some sore legs tomorrow.
Yeah.
One thing we saw David land earlier was that lead side kick. From that left high kick, he can easily turn into a side kick.
Interesting. There was an
closing that distance.
There was an eye poke there, acknowledged by both fighters, but no stoppage.
And you can see his eye. Marco's eye is red.
It's definitely compromised.
Berreondo, the faster of the two. David trying to set that right hand up. You saw him throw the double right.
I think that woke Berreondo up a little bit, Jeff.
Well, if you look at Galli, oh, there it is. I was going to say, Galli was throwing at the other eye.
Oh!
Nice left hand by Berreondo.
30 seconds in round 2. And both guys are starting to loosen up a little bit here. A couple of even exchanges and some clean strikes just landing.
Galli's left leg starting to show some damage, as is Berreondo's right leg.
Tough to score.
15 seconds. Again, another one I wouldn't want to be a judge.
No, and I think you could steal this round right now. In the final 10, if you're Galli.
Here we go.
Close the distance, Galli.
Both these guys are trying to end big.
Yep. And I don't think either one accomplished what they wanted. But round 3 ought to have some fireworks. I wouldn't know how to score this. Both fighters probably think they're down.
If
maybe even. Yeah.
If I'm Bury's corner, if I'm Galli's corner, I'm telling them, you got to press that. You got to press the action. You have to push forward.
Yeah.
And then Berreondo, let him come to you, right?
Yep.
I mean,
right.
It's been
and
working
that's what
so
Berreondo
far.
wanted to do earlier. He's trying to pull to follow with a punch.
What's our co-main event? 1 round left to go in our bantamweight title between Galli and Berreondo. Berreondo in the blue, Galli in the red. Galli, the hometown hero here tonight, but the fans haven't had a whole lot to cheer about because volume's been down in a relatively even fight.
Here we go, round 3. Good show respect for both guys.
They're going to hug it out.
I love it.
And now they're going to try to knock each other's blocks off.
Again, the level of respect you have for another human being after one of these fights is just unreal.
That right leg of Berreondo is definitely starting to tighten up.
I think we're going to see Galli start to really go for it here.
He's going to be careful, though, because Berreondo's been waiting for him.
Just missing.
Oh.
I'd like to see Galli maybe throw a couple of jabs, maybe feint, try to get Berreondo to come in on something like that. There you go.
The power of that kick.
Because Berreondo's he's looking to counter so quickly, you might be able to lure him in.
There it is for shoot.
Wow, that's huge for Berreondo. A minute into round number 3 and a really even fight. For him to get that takedown there, let's see what he could do with it.
David's getting the foot in the hips. He's stuck against the cage, makes it difficult to create that angle.
Such a helpless feeling for Galli right now.
Right in front of the judges, too.
And knowing that the title is on the line in an even fight. But he's looking to fight it, trying to He's trying to get out from underneath of it, Will, and that involves a lot of hip thrust, right?
You got to get to a hip, create an angle, get a foot up into the hip, create some elevation, create some distance so that you can get to your elbow, get up to your hand, or at least get your back to the cage and start to work up.
And easier said than done. I mean, he's in a smash situation. Berreondo is now.
Halfway through, I think
though.
right now.
He's trying. The hometown favorite's trying. He's trying.
Oh, nice job by David Galli.
Galli with a chance here. Minute and 15 left to go in the third round. A huge chain of events. Listen to this crowd.
What can he do here with this, though?
He's got to do some damage now.
But in a fight so close, though, that's huge.
Oh, Berreondo's looking for an armbar.
Oh!
Nice job by David Galli. David Galli's looking to take the back.
Berreondo's giving it up.
Less than a minute. Nice knee to the body. David's got to do more than hold on right now, though.
Well, Galli's got to start throwing some punches. He can win the.
He's trying to suck that right leg out.
There it is.
So
there it is.
Create the punches.
How much he's got left just to get out of that original pin earlier? I mean,
he's got to watch that arm, though.
That's Will. It's all Will.
Got to watch that arm. He's doing a good job staying calm. Less than 30 seconds.
Doesn't appear that Berreondo could get it from that position, does he?
No, he's got to get his hand behind David Galli's back, and he doesn't have a good position to create the torque.
But Galli's able to maintain
Take
control.
10 seconds.
Second
Wow.
knockdown. That could be
10 seconds. This is going to go to the judges. Here we go.
In the final closing minutes and seconds, did Galli do enough in front of the hometown fans to take home
what a battle.
the bantamweight title?
Great job by David Galli.
What a battle.
What a fight.
What a
Great
battle.
Job. Awesome by both these young men.
All right, so, yeah, look at. What a battle.
Now, that was a worthwhile title fight that had ebbs and flows, not a ton of volume. Wasn't even really that interesting until about 2 minutes left to go in round 3. But when Galli was facing it, when Galli was down on the mat, when Berreondo was looking to close the show, that's when Galli flipped it.
We got to be really curious about how the damage is going to be scored here. As you see, they're examining Berreondo's foot. Berreondo had a little bit of blood on his face after that last exchange. If this could come down to the damage.
It could come down to damage. The only thing is it too little too late? Would he have had to score? He'd have to get a 10-8 round if, in fact, he lost the first 2 rounds just to get a tie, just to get a draw, I should say.
I really don't know where this is going to go.
Well, it looks like it's going to take Falvo at least another few seconds to get these judges scoring correct, and I think we're going to have a decision here momentarily. Let's bring it up to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce tonight's winner, this matchup has been brought to you by our friends from Deep Territory. Make sure to stop and see their booth located in the lobby. And now, after 3 hard-fought rounds of mixed martial arts, we go to the official scorecard. The judges have scored the fight 29-28, 29-28, and 29-28. All in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision and the new Cage Wars Bantamweight Champion. Out of the red corner, Dirty David Galli.
Look at that raw emotion on David Galli.
Right before the decision, he yelled, "I'm the main event."
He falls to his knees, tears coming out of his eyes, hugs from his corner. And the 2 men will probably meet for an embrace in the middle, and they do. What a fight, Jeff Levac. What a fight.